Hi, and welcome back to One Girl in the World. I'm Beverly, and thanks for joining me again. Today we're going to be talking about what things to bring in your park bags and what type of bags to put those things in. So when you go to the parks, you usually have to carry things with you, whether it's something as small as your cell phone and your magic band, or it could be that you have children and you need a stroller and diaper bags and 10 million other things. Today we're going to be really concentrating on adults. If you have children, you know what your children need. Obviously, going to the theme parks isn't going to make those items go away. So, definitely bring the items you need for your kids. So the first thing I want to show you is that there are typically about 2 to 3 different types of bags you can bring into the park. Obviously, this excludes diaper bags or anything you need for your children, but just for yourself. If you're a man and you have, lots of pockets in your clothing, you may not need to bring any bags at all. You may be able to slip your, your charger and whatever else you need for the day into your pockets and go in without a bag. And to be honest, that's the quickest way to get into the park. So the types of bags that are available to you, you can either bring a wristlet. And these are smaller bags that obviously zip up and you can carry on your wrist. They look like this. So I have 2 types. This is my my Harry Potter wristlet that I bring to Universal. Now, I'm very extra, and so I will bring 2 types of wristlets for 2 types of parks. You do not need to do that. If you have a wristlet at home that you use for a night out, with your girlfriends, and just bring that. That's fine as long as the wristlet is big enough for you to carry what you need to carry. There is no need for you to go out and buy any sort of special wristlet for the parks. But just so that you can see, this wristlet here I got on Amazon for a very reasonable price. I believe it was like maybe $21 or $22 or something like that. Super cute. It's actually the Hogwarts letter that Harry Potter gets when he first goes to Hogwarts. It has a strap here to put on your wrist. Obviously it's a wristlet. The strap is detachable like this. I'm not quite sure why you would want to detach it unless you want to just hold it like this. I don't recommend this in the park. I think it looks cuter this way because it really truly does look like a letter. However, when you're in the park, you use your hands for a lot of things, whether it's holding your food or holding a drink or holding your children's hand. You will need as many free hands as you can get. So keeping this strap on would be very nice. So it zips up. You do want a bag that zips at the top. You do not want a wristlet that has like a magnetic flap or any sort of like closure where things can fall out of it, because when you're in the park and this is on your hand, you may fling your hand about, pointing at something or doing something, and things are just going to fly out of your bag. And the last thing you want is to have that happen on a ride when you can't retrieve those items. So inside this bag, which I love, and you can see I actually have my Universal annual pass in here, just so that I never forget it, because I always bring this bag to Universal. For Disney, I have a different wristlet that I carry that I love. I bought this in the parks, I want to say a few months ago, maybe half a year ago. It is a Dooney and Bourke wristlet. I got an annual pass holder discount on this, so I think I paid $80, but at retail, if you don't have a discount, it is $100 or $99 or something like that, which I know is a lot for a very small bag, but it is very useful in the park, and it is Dooney and Bourke, and so you are getting better quality than you would from the Amazon Harry Potter bag. So I love this bag. It has a wrist strap just like the other one. However, this wrist strap is basically convertible, so you can convert it and have it clipped on. There's a little loop here. You can clip it on. I'm sorry, there's a lot of stuff hanging off this bag, but you can clip it on here, and it's a true wristlet. Has a zip top. It's great. Or you can have it, which is what I prefer to use it. You can attach the strap to the zipper pull. So there's like a little loop here, which is not very easy to get on when you have like 10 million other things in your hands, but so you can attach this zipper to the zip pull, and then when you have it open, instead of having it sort of dangle sideways, which is sometimes very difficult to get things in and out of without having them fall out, once you have it open, it actually holds like a regular purse, which makes it easier to dig into it. So this bag is very good for a few types of situations. You are dropping into the parks for a few hours and you are leaving. This is great for that because you do not have to carry so much. And it, you'll get through security quicker when you're at the front because the security guard does not have to dig through, a ginormous bag. This is also very good if you're just a minimalist. If you do not need to carry a million things, you can get away with this. Fine, perfect. Take this with you. So without further ado, let's go into the items that I usually put into this bag. So obviously in the summer months, I do bring my sunglasses. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll just hang it off of the front of my shirt because it does not fit in this bag. I mean, you could possibly squeeze it in here, but I can't guarantee that it's going to come out of the bag in one piece because this bag it's not made to put a pair of sunglasses in. So, if you are bringing your sunglasses, you can stick them to the front of your shirt, or if you're like, you know what, I'd rather just not deal with sunglasses, don't bring them. That it's not going to be the end of the world. The advice I will give you about bringing sunglasses to Disney World: bring your cheapest pair. And I mean this in the sense that you want to bring a pair that if you lose it or you break it, you will not cry. You will not, do not bring your, $400 Fendi, aviators, because chances are you will either lose them or break them, or somebody will sit on your children, will knock them out of your hands, and it will shatter on the ground. Things happen when you're in a theme park, so make sure you're not bringing a pair that you can't live without. So there's the sunglass story. I'm going to put these down for a second. Another thing when you're at Disney to always remember, which is why it's attached to my bag, is your Magic Band. This is your ticket into the parks. This is your fast passes. This is, if you're staying at Walt Disney World, this is how you charge things, how you charge meals and purchases. And so you do not want to forget this. So I always have it attached to my bag every night. I take it off. I either put it next to my bag or I attach it to my bag so the next day I do not forget. And I bring multiples of these. That's another thing. If you have multiples, bring an extra, because if you lose it somewhere, you have another. All you have to do is go on the My Disney Experience app and deactivate your Magic Band so that somebody can't use it to charge things or to get into your room or whatever. So Magic Band, very important. Another thing that's on the outside of this bag that's always on here, and that's on every Disney bag, is hand sanitizer. I love hand sanitizer when I'm at the parks because there are thousands of people at a theme park on any given day, and there were thousands at the theme park the day before and the day before that, and so you're sharing germs with hundreds of thousands of people, if you can imagine that. I've actually gone to Disney and gotten sick many a times, even with hand sanitizer. So having it is better than not having it. So now we're going to go into the inside of this bag. So the first thing I'm going to pull out is really the biggest thing in this bag, which is a pack of tissues. I know this is so stupid. There are napkins at every single food service counter in Disney World. However, if you are standing in line for a ride and you are by yourself, or you have a drink in hand and you've spilled it all over your shirt, by the time you reach the nearest food service counter to get napkins, that stain would have set in. So, having these napkins on hand, very, very helpful. Even if you don't use one every day, when you need it, it will be there. So, I always keep a pack in here, or if I'm really, really I really don't want to carry, I'll take a few napkins, like 2 or 3, and I stick it into the bag. I always bring chapstick. No, sorry, that's the wrong way. Chapstick. And you can bring any type of chapstick. I like this liquid type of chapstick. Like this is almost like a Vaseline type, because it is very hot in the parks, and if you bring a solid chapstick and your bag sits out in the sun because you're eating outside, or you happen to be standing on a line outside, your chapstick will melt into an ooey gooey mess, and when you pop the top off, it'll just ooze out like melted candle wax. That has actually happened to me. So I always recommend having one of these liquid ones, whether it's this type that squeezes out, or maybe you have one that has a doe foot applicator. I mean, that's really more for women, so if you're a man, maybe you stick to this. But whatever it is, this is the type I recommend. Then the next thing I'm going to pull out are things that I probably shouldn't need to tell someone to bring, but I'm going to repeat it anyway. And these are, important things. So I'm going to not show this entirety of this thing because it's, my personal information. But your ID, very important if you plan on buying any alcoholic drinks. If you accidentally lose your Magic Band. If you bring your ID, just bring your ID. Then I have a pass holder card. So this is my ticket. If I didn't bring my Magic Band, but also it's what I need to get discounts on merchandise in conjunction with my ID. So that's another reason why to bring the ID. So if you're an annual pass holder and you want to get merchandise discounts, you need to show them your pass holder, which has your name on the back, and your ID. So I bring this, and then I also bring my Tables in Wonderland card. What it is it's a dining discount, and it is a deeper dining discount than the discount they give you with your annual pass holders. And then the other thing I bring sometimes, if I don't stay on Disney property, is I will bring my credit card, and I'm going to flash that really quick because obviously it's a credit card. And because when you buy merchandise and food, if you don't stay on Disney property, you can't charge it to your room, so you'll need a form of payment, and so you bring a credit card or bring cash. If you decide that you want to limit your spending, bring cash. That's fine too, but you need some sort of money. Oh, and then the last thing I wanted to show you that's in this bag is chargers. So these days you will be on your cell phone I swear to God, it seems like I'm on mine like 75% of the time that I'm at Disney. And what that does is it drains your battery, obviously. So this is a fuel rod. If you buy it in the parks new, meaning like you don't have a fuel rod before, it is $30. You can buy it at any fuel rod machine. There's at least one in every park, and there is one in almost every single Disney resort, okay? It is $30. That's a hefty amount for a charger. I get that. I saved, however, by buying this online. If you go to like the website, just Google fuel rod, you can buy it for $5 less. It's $20 and then $5 shipping, so it's $25 total. This has a very low capacity, and I'm not even going to try and lie about it. I have an iPhone 7 Plus. This does not give my phone a full charge. It does not. One of these will charge up my phone, I want to say maybe about 65% of the way, maybe 70 on a good day. And then that's it. This is depleted. However, the best thing about fuel rods is that you can exchange a fuel rod for free at the fuel rod machines throughout Disney World. You can go and put your depleted fuel rod into the machine, and a new fully charged one will come out and you could take it with you. Your other option, if you do not want to pay for this, is getting a separate type of charger, like one that's not a fuel rod, and charging it in your room or wherever you can find an outlet, and then attaching it to your phone when your battery runs out. There are some that have very high capacity batteries, and you can charge your phone like 5 times before they run out. So it's up to you how you want to do it, but you will very, 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 very likely need a cell phone charger. And to go along with your charger, you will obviously need a cable to plug into your phone. So like this is the one that came with the fuel rod. I like it because it is very short. It is very handy to put inside one of these smaller bags. However, I sometimes prefer an actual cord, and sorry, mine is covered in yarn because I have a cat that happens to like chewing on these cords, and so if I don't cover my charging cables, I basically don't have any charging cables left because she'll chew right through them. But this is a regular length charging cable for my phone. And the reason why I say sometimes this is worth carrying around versus this, even though this takes up less space in my bag, is that I don't have to carry the charger in my hand when I'm holding my phone. This is long enough that I could plug my one end into my phone, plug one end into my charger, and stick this into my handbag or into my back pocket. And that way, even though I'm charging my phone, all I'm holding is just the phone. Up to you, however you want to do it, but please remember, if you're going to bring a charger, bring a cable, because then the charger is basically useless. So there's that. That's all I have in this smaller bag. I'm going to show you what I carry on longer days. So if I am rope dropping, meaning I am showing up the park when it opens at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, and I am going straight through to the end of the day, I want to show you what I put in my bag then. Sometimes I will still carry the smaller bag, but most often I will carry a larger bag. And that type of bag looks like this. Okay, you do not have to carry a handbag. You can also carry a small backpack if that's more comfortable for you. But my advice to you is if you do carry a handbag, make sure your handbag, I know it looks like this is just handheld, but it truly isn't. This actually has shoulder straps, which are hidden inside the bag right now, but they have shoulder straps. The reason why I suggest you carry a bag that has shoulder straps, whether they're detachable or not, is again, the same reason why the wristlet is so great. You have your hands free. You can put this on your shoulder and carry a churro and a drink in your hand without having to worry about holding your bag with a third hand, which you don't have. Everything, with the exception of the bag itself, that is in the small wristlet then goes into this bag if I'm carrying this bag, okay? Because this bag is larger, I want to show you what other things I typically carry in this bag when I do carry it. Sometimes, very rarely, but you know, I'm doing this for other people. Other people have obsession with water, and so sometimes I would say bring a water bottle. You don't have to bring this type. There are the flat pack ones that fold like basically into like a flat plastic sleeve when there's no water in it. That's perfectly fine as well. You can also get water at any quick service location, quick service food location. However, they only give it to you in a very small paper cup, and the cup has no lid. And then the other thing I want to show you that's in my lap that I didn't get a chance to show you before is a sweater. If I'm going to do the whole day in the park, unless it is the dead of summer. And when I say the dead of summer, I mean like, you know, June, July, August, early September. Nighttime is going to still be a little chilly for some people. So I suggest that you bring a light jacket and or sweater. The other thing that's going to be weird is I have a towel in here. And you do not need to bring a towel. This is not a must, but the reason why this is an Ariel towel, you don't need to bring a towel from home. You can take one from your hotel room. But a small towel like this is very, very, very helpful for a few reasons. If you get tired in the park and you want to sit down on the floor, because that is the only seat that's available, you can spread that towel out on the floor and sit on it. If you're hot, you can use it to sort of like, you know, wipe yourself down. If you're sweaty, if you have children, you could use it to wipe them up. You know, I think it's multi-use. So if you're carrying a bag anyway, you might as well throw that in there if you feel like you're gonna need it. The other thing in here, which again, you don't need to bring. So a lot of things you don't need to bring, but you can since you're carrying a larger bag, is I have my knitting. This is a sock. You obviously, like probably maybe one other person watching this is a knitter, but basically the idea of this is you want to bring something that is going to occupy you if you're standing on an extremely long line and you have nobody to talk to. I travel alone to these trips all the time. And some of these lines can get upwards of 2 hours. So what do I do? And for like 2 hours, you know, you have no one to talk to, your phone battery is going to die if you keep, you know, using it to entertain yourself. I bring either my knitting or my Kindle, and then that'll occupy me for some of that time. If you're the type of person that does not need to be occupied at all times, you're fine with waiting on a line, you know, just sort of staring off into space or whatever. Don't bring it. You know, it is one extra thing you have to hold. However, I sometimes think it's worth it to just have something to do while I'm on a long line. The other thing I have in this bag, which is more necessary, especially if you burn, is sunscreen. I didn't put it in my smaller bag because it just won't fit. If you have a sunscreen stick that is smaller and it fits in your wristlet, bring that. But when you're carrying a larger bag, you can carry a larger sunscreen. I do not burn very easily. However, I am still afraid of getting skin cancer. So, in the summer months, or if I know that I'm going to be outside for a very long time in the sun, I will still carry some sunscreen. Do not bring spray sunscreen. The reason why I say do not bring the spray kind is you are in a park. You will be standing, for the most part, right next to someone, or at least close enough. And you're going to start spraying yourself with sunscreen, and it's going to get all over the place. It's going to get on them, and God forbid they're eating. So now your sunscreen is in their food. Okay? So I say bring sunscreen that you either can rub on, or it's a stick and you apply it. However you want to do it, do not bring the spray kind unless you find yourself a nice quiet corner away from everyone and spray yourself. That's my advice, because just be respectful of other people in the park next to you. That's all I have to say. So anyways, that's sunscreen there. And then that's it. The rest of this bag, there's nothing in it. Obviously, as I said earlier, you want to put everything that's in your other bag in this bag. But that's what I recommend bringing to the parks. I would say usually, unless you truly feel like you need it, don't bring it, because you have to carry it, right? Let's be real. You have to carry it. It can get heavy after carrying for a few hours. And, you know, if you're not going to use it, why are you bringing it? I mean, I know I feel like, you know, speaking to the women out there, okay? Like, we all know sometimes, you know, our bags, you know, you get to the bottom of the bag and you're like, where the heck I don't even remember putting this in here, you know? So don't do that. Like, don't bring things to the park that you don't need while you're at the park. It's just unnecessary. Clean that bag out. You know, if you're using your everyday bag in the park, clean the bag out before you bring it on your trip to the park. That's it for this video. I hope it's been helpful. I hope that, you know, that this helps you on any future trips that you are taking to Disney or any other theme park, Universal, SeaWorld, whatever it is that you're going to. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit like or subscribe, I should say. And you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at One Girl in the World, and at Twitter, on Twitter, I should say, at OneGirl_the_world. I'll see you in the next video, where I'm going to be talking about what to pack in your actual luggage when you go on a trip, because I am leaving on a trip. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.